Good morning.
Morning. Good morning.
Good Morning Delhi with Sartar.
That is my name. That's what you're tuned into. And yeah, the studio is still resonating with the percussion that, makes its way through the ears and straight into the heart, makes a home in it. That's what's happened with me a long time back when I first heard The Glimpse, which was actually the fourth or fifth Trilo Gurtu album. That was the first one that I heard. And then I got to the back catalogue. Then I discovered Usfret. Then, of course, it's been a bit of a yo-yo journey, but the fact that, you were out there performing with some of the finest and there was still that little bit of hesitation saying that, he's vitiating our classical environment, etc. Was that a little difficult to take, the dichotomy of adulation on one hand and a little coldness on the other?
No, I think I gave a damn about that. I knew I'm doing what I want, but the funny part was my brother who criticized me, he started doing the same thing after 1 year. And then I was there, one concert, Rahul De Burman came, and I was doing this thing with water.
Yeah.
And they used to call me Tillu. मैं like, क्या है तिल्लू क्या कर रहा है यार, wow, and everything. And then when I came next year, he said, वो सब जो गाली दे रहे हैं वो सब अभी वही सब डुबा रहे हैं, वो लोग सब डुबा रहे हैं. They're all doing the same.
All doing the same thing.
So even coming from Rahul Dev, Pancham Dada was also good, So I didn't care about what I still don't. I've done a lot of things which the Indian audience doesn't know.
Sure.
Don't know. It's like I did the orchestra, a lot of orchestra work.
Yes, absolutely.
And big band, our music with the big band.
Of course.
With two drummers, me and Simon Phillips.
Yes.
And now I've done a solo project, just electronic and all my old stuff. So the music in India comes late or is not been promoted well by the record company.
Wait, I also have you are also very generous with sharing your talent and getting a whole new generation ready with the sound that you love so much. You started off when actually there was no internet. The access of information and knowledge was really, really difficult. And now, of course, everything is either the first paragraph of Wikipedia or a YouTube video away. Have you seen a change in the way the process of learning or making music has changed? Have you seen it change in that?
Yeah. Sometimes I find it's not very healthy either, because people want to learn. It's like half knowledge is very, 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 very bad. Knowledge coming from a source which is not reliable, and learning from YouTube. So YouTube is your guru. It can't be reliable. You're just thinking and say, okay, next day you go. So you fade out and fade in so quick at like the clicks. If you don't get so many clicks, you're gone.
Sure.
So they rely on how many people like you.
Sure.
But they forget to like themselves or to be themselves.
That's just so beautifully put, actually.
So I tell my students who are my friends, so I am very upfront with them. अगर तो ऐसा बजाएगा तो मैं तेरे को मारूंगा, बहुत मारूंगा. And I tell them, be yourself. I don't mind you might play mistakes, go wrong, but try to be yourself. Don't try to imitate any American or Brits. They are done for me.
I think the fact that we've become so afraid of making mistakes is also, everything needs to be perfect, everything needs to be in that 30-second reel, etc. Do you think we're forgetting the fact that the most learning that we get is from the mistakes?
Yes, and if you don't make a mistake, you will not learn. The point is, we have a great culture. As Africa.
Sure.
All these other guys, I won't take any name, they came very late. But they were, they have put us down in such a way that we feel, like we become, it's like...
We feel secondary in that.
And minority. It's like, I would say, our music is oral. No? Oral. Our, what is taught by the guru, also in the spiritual sense, is oral. Written is you write, is because you don't forget.
Sure.
Okay, agreed. But for the Brits and the Americans, you would tell them, no, but we don't have this written, but
no sheet music.
And so they say, if it's not written, it's a myth. So, so they think it's upper hand, and we are so foolish, and we go from here, spend all this money to go to Berkeley when we have it all here.
Points to ponder. But then, sometimes discordant notes are stuck, but then those will always be secondary to the wonderful music that Trilok Gurtu makes. So, one more piece, sir.
One more piece.
You are of course blessed with a celebrity name. I mean, Shobha ji happened. She's one of the greatest that we have. That's a name that you've carried extremely well on your shoulders. You've done us and the name proud. There's also now a solo album that you have gotten out. It's been a long time since you actually expressed yourself by yourself. No.
No, what I thought, like, I'm playing with so many musicians.
Exactly.
And nowadays to sell CDs is really getting tough.
Sure.
And I think if you want to be a musician in this time of life, this period, what we're going through, I think is very courageous from some musicians. I'm proud of them that they take, it's very courageous.
Sure.
So my idea was, I had all this, I was doing a lot of WOMAD festivals. I was producing, I did big shows for WOMAD.
Sure.
I was producing and closing the shows with dancers and everything. I won't go through names,
Sure.
And you get dictated by either by the promoter or by the manager. Manager means record company.
Yeah.
They call the shots
A&R,
who have nothing to do with music, and we are so afraid. Or if I don't do this, ye kabhi nahi bulayega. So whatever he wants, you try. So you're not yourself. And I don't think so anybody can do a good job. So they rejected a lot of my songs. I can tell you, I had a British manager.
Okay.
Nahi chalega. And then we got a French producer. If you want a hit, you should use my song. And this was a big recording company called Universal.
Okay.
And I said this song, if you know, it's called Julelal from Beat of Love.
Sure.
And there were a lot of other songs which are, after 10 years, they said, it's a hit. How do you come up with this Abalato?
Sure.
And I said, these are my songs which were discarded. Said, ye nahi chalega. It's not, because it's too Indian.
Sure.
And I think Indian and African music would go.
Of course.
So what was remaining, I had all these demo tapes which I had recorded in London. Demos which were well recorded. So I took them, I said, and I played it for my friend who is my, all co-producers. Said, check this song. So wow, this song. I said, okay, I'll just put something on top. I said, I'll do it solo. I played the bass, I put keys, I did. Me and my friend who plays violin, who's a recordist, I just did everything on myself. I have some new instruments I had made, it's called Basic 5, Basic 1. So it's all inclusive, all avant-garde sounds, industrial sounds, strings, bass, orchestral, all in one small instrument.
Sure.
And I just played and I sung. I've done 2 Aarti. आपको आरती का मतलब मालूम है ना?
Of course.
नहीं, because maybe the young people don't know ये क्या कर रहा है. Because I think to use the spiritual element of music is the most powerful.
Absolutely.
And it's called One Thought Away, which is my Sadguru Ranjit Maharaj used to tell me, you are one thought away from, means leave your thought and you are there.
But tell me, Tilok sir, but in a time when a lot of music is actually being promoted on the internet, people make music, put it on the internet, and they become viral sensations, and then music becomes extremely popular. Do you feel a little pressured to get your music out there through social media? Have you ever thought of putting your music up there, or do the social media thing?
No. I'm pushed to do Facebook. I'm telling my students, "Arey, karo." But I don't.
No.
I think music's. This is maybe it's old style from me, but I think music, if it's so powerful that the rest doesn't count. I don't do very much Facebook or Instagram, or I don't do this networking. Kiske jaake pair pado.
But music is so powerful.
I've done the bit. I've gone through very lots of hardship. I slept in Old Delhi railway station में सोता था मैं एक हफ्ता मैंने I've spent time here in Delhi.
Sure.
I got kicked out from there were a lot of discos I used to play here in the 70s. And what I learned was we were playing so high end for us, we thought, but it was not grooving. And nobody could dance. Sujan Park of the hotel hai na. I used to play there. I told my I played there. Yeah, I did this discotheque. And then in Old Delhi there's a Oberoi mein discotheque tha. And I used to come to Connaught Place to eat. कुछ भी थोड़ा कुछ खाने के लिए. But who helped me with the coolies? जो सामान उठाते ना, तो एक हफ्ते स्टेशन में बाहर सोता था. तो I used to know, अभी राजधानी आ गई. I used to know all the
for sure. The
all
train
new
numbers,
chain, and then used to come with जो मटके की चाय होती है ना, और समोसा मुझे खिलाते थे. इतने गरीब होते हुए भी.
Tilok sir, the thing is that's the thing that people forget that there's struggle behind the success. And
Yeah.
today everything is just becoming such a 30-second. So what I want to know from you is, for someone who's starting out as a musician now, what would those 3 bits of advice be that they need to know from you? 3 things that you think are extremely important for new musicians to remember.
First thing is that if you are choosing a path like music, which is a powerful source, I think you are first very, very courageous.
Okay.
Because I get this, आप सिर्फ म्यूजिक करते हो क्या? Okay.
Of course.
Second, if you use music, like if you use the idea of God, or you have some deity, or you believe, and then use it well. Use it well.
Excellent.
And the third one is really stay as close as much as yourself. As this power is very spiritual. It's a big healing power.
Absolutely.
And so if you use it well in this way, of course we all have bellies, but I'm sure your belly will be full.
But our hearts are still not full. We are still greedy for a little more music.
Of course.
So what are you going to end this conversation with, sir?
I'll play something. I'll just improvise. I don't know something.
Please. That's Trilok Gurtu, ladies and gentlemen, in the house. Yeah. Food for thought there as well. Words that you might want to chew on and think a little more about, because that's important, is it not? To think. That's a good first step for getting the right kind of noise in your heads. Trilok sir, this has been an honor. Thank you ever so much for your time.
Thank
sir.
you very much. Thanks a lot.
And that's what it is. So think, and of course, remember to move to the groove. That's important as well. Coming back after a short little break right here on 94.3 Radio 1.